Hello, and welcome to Unhinged, the digital game show where we find out if you are our perfect match. I'm Xavier.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Morgan.
And our other host, Emma, couldn't make it today. She wasn't feeling too well, so yeah, it's just going to be the three of us today. But with that, let's explain the show a little bit better for you.
All right, so boom, this show is kind of like the X Factor or America's Got Talent, but for dating. In a few moments, we're going to introduce our awesome contestant, and we're going to begin to interview them.
We will also have some quick thinking moments and scenario-based prompts to throw our guests into and see how they respond.
At the end, each of us are going to determine whether or not we would date the contestant. And we're going to provide feedback on what could make them more up to our standards. So today, our contestant is...
Your boy, Miles. Yo, what's up, guys? I'm 19. My major is communications, media studies, and production. Occupation, we do not know. Hobby, I like watching sports like college basketball. I like watching movies and reading comics. And a fun fact about me, I have 2 birthmarks on both sides of my face. So that's pretty cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Miles. Thank you. It's awesome to meet you. Well, you're my roommate, so I already know you.
Ooh, you little stalker.
And you're my boy, so...
What do you... Okay. Now we're just going to ask you some questions to help to get to know you a little bit better, and we're going to see how this goes.
Okay, so my first question for you is, what is your ideal first date?
Ooh, first date. Ooh. I would think, depending on the person, if we both like music and we both like movies, I would do like, take them to the vinyl store, right? Get a vinyl like that we like, right? And then after that, I would go to like a drive-in movie thing and then have like a little, a little cool date.
Are you listening to the vinyl together before the movies, or are you saving that for a separate time?
Low-key a separate time, you know?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I low-key saved you with that one, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. My next question is, looking for a partner, what is the most important thing that you are looking for in that partner?
Oh, and that's an easy question. If she's a woman of God. If she's not, she's got to go. I'm not going to lie.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Like,
Since I'm in my faith strong and I'm a big believer of God, it's only right that I have a woman of God. And plus, it says in the Bible, both of you have to be yoked. So it can't be like, oh, she's of world and then I'm of God. It has to be balanced, equal, you know?
Okay.
All right, Miles, my brother.
Yo.
So, let me ask you this question, bro. What do you believe is your best quality?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think I'm a good person when it comes to advice or like knowing something. Like I know a guy that knows a guy type of vibe, you know? I'm very knowledgeable, but like I also give you some advice, some guidance, you know?
You're very wise. Well, my next question is, what do you hate about dating?
There's 2 things. I
Go
hate a hookup culture because I don't like participate in that, so like I wouldn't like that. And I think the standards now are like, for not every girl, but some girls is like, he has to make 7 figures, 6 figures to even date me. I'm like, that's not realistic. Like, give me some time. Like, we're only in college. I'm 19. Like, what do you mean 6 figures?
my next question for you is, where is your favorite place to spend time and why?
Is it campus or at home?
It can be give us both.
Campus depends. If I'm studying, the stew. If I'm trying to spend times with my friends, the intercultural center. And then if I'm at home, my room, I'm not going to lie, I'm a homebody.
Okay. Why, I got to ask, why the stew?
The stew just, I don't know, it just gives that presence of just lock in, you know? You can't, like when you're in the stew, you can't like, oh, lollygag.
What floor are we talking?
I think 2nd floor where the conference rooms are and like.
Second floor?
Yeah.
Second floor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But not the first floor. It's
Yeah,
too
the
loud.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
too loud there.
it's too loud, yeah.
Too chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, do you believe in love at first sight?
Not really. I feel like you have to build that because, yeah, you could be attracted to someone like really, really well, but like if you only saw them one time, how could it be like love at first sight? I feel like over time you have to build that connection, whether it's like friends and then lovers or like getting through a talking stage and then lovers, because that's actually like getting to know the person. Just seeing them is like, oh, she's pretty, but that's all you got. So like, there's no like substance.
Okay. So that is going to conclude our first segment of questions. Now we're just going to ask you some more random questions, questions that we're just going to throw out there, just see how you respond, see what really makes up your personality and whatnot. Okay. So let me start. What would you do if you had $1 million?
Ooh, that's low-key easy. Some of it I would invest, and then some of it I would just buy stuff that I want, really, I'm gonna be honest.
Invest in what?
Probably like stocks, crypto, stuff like that, and then like buy like camera stuff and like clothes and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy.
So I have a question for you. You're engaged in combat in the middle of the woods, and you only have one of the following to defend yourself. Which do you pick? A baguette, a plastic spork, or a rubber duck, and why?
I forgot what a baguette is. I'm not gonna.
It's bread.
Yeah,
it's
like
bread, bro.
The long bread.
Like a long like bread roll, basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you said baguette, you said rubber ducky, and what was the
A plastic spork.
plastic spork? I might use the baguette,
Why?
and the reason why, since we're in combat, the people might be hungry, right? And I might be like, truce, and then spread the bread, and then sneak attack them after.
Ah, yes. Break bread. Break bread with your enemies.
Yep.
Okay. I'd pick the baguette because it's a source of food in the woods, and you don't have any food, so I could eat it.
Me too.
Yeah,
I
honestly.
like that.
But I can appreciate the peaceful approach.
Yeah. All right, Miles. Let me ask you this, bro. What do you think, if you had to pick one, what do you think your personal theme song is?
This is tough.
Got you, brother.
Ooh, personal theme song. Ooh. I'm gonna go with my favorite song by Tame Impala, Nags. It's a good song.
That's a good song.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that song.
Overrated.
Oh, you little hater.
Kidding. Okay. So Miles, I really gotta ask about your level of composure. So, and how well you can stay composed. So, all I'm gonna ask is, let's paint the scenario. A kid walks up to you, and he kicks you in the shin. What are you gonna do?
What's the age of the kid?
Let's say like between like 5 and 10.
He's a little gremlin, but I'll probably just let him go away or tell him to go away instead of like trying to beat him up, He's only like a little teenager. But if he was like around like 18 to 20, we might have some beef.
You mean like your age?
I mean,
Like a fellow adult?
I mean,
If a fellow adult came up to you and kicked you in the shin.
it's World War III. Yeah.
That's real.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Miles.
Okay, so my question for you is, your house is on fire. What is one thing that you grab immediately as you run out?
Oh, that's tough. Such a good question. Ooh, I think my camera. No, wait. Low key, my computer. I don't know. I feel like my MacBook. Like I could get a camera, I could get a new phone, but like that MacBook, it's just been through some things with me,
Okay.
I feel that. All right, Miles. I'm gonna give you another one. Why not? So again, I'm gonna keep it simple. What color best describes your personality, and why?
I would say red, but that's my favorite color. I don't think that describes me because I don't think I'm angry, so it's not red. Maybe like a sky blue. Like I'm just chilling in the sky, type of vibe, just floating with the world.
You think sky blue?
Yeah,
Okay.
sky blue.
Okay.
I'm not mad at that.
So now that we know Miles a bit better, it's time to move on to our next segment of the show, which is Chatterbox.
Okay, so in this segment, we're going to propose a random topic to our contestant, and they need to talk about it. And as they talk, we're going to propose questions and opinions that they need to respond to. This is going to help us see their quick thinking skills as well as how they react to random things thrown at them.
All right. So with that being said, let's introduce our topic to our guests.
And the topic is, if you could meet anyone in history, who would it be and why?
Well, this is a tough question. There's so many greats I could meet. Like you got the Brazilian driver Ayrton Senna, but I think low key I want to meet Steve Jobs. That
You want
sounds
to meet Steve Jobs?
and it's a weird one because usually I wouldn't say Steve Jobs, but I feel like Steve Jobs was an innovator. Like he made Apple. Think about that. He made Apple in a time where MacBooks and stuff like that, iPhones weren't a thing, and he made them a thing.
See, well, that makes sense, seeing how he made them.
No, but like think about that. Like to think of that when it wasn't a thing, only on some of like maybe some prototypes, is a crazy mastermind. And to like come back,
You're thinking of the entire path that he
yeah,
took to
like
make
that,
everything?
Yeah, that's like very unique and different. Not all CEOs or like billionaires took that path. Some were investors, some did like Microsoft, like Bill Gates. You got Elon Musk, like Tesla. So it was like him to come up with a brand that's so big, and now he's sadly gone, is just transformative.
So you want to meet like older, more experienced Steve Jobs, like one that has already met success?
Maybe more of him like when he's in the
Start.
nitty gritty of Apple, like maybe in his 30s or but a little bit before he died, like 10 years before he died, I guess.
Okay.
Because I don't know
Okay.
what age he died. I just
Okay.
Mhm.
If you met him, what would you ask him?
I would ask him, how did he keep going when he didn't see results right away? How did he
Okay.
keep going? Because sometimes when you don't see results, you give up easily. You know.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
I
a
like
pretty
that.
solid answer. I was not expecting that.
Are you calling my roommate stupid?
No,
No.
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 Is there anyone else besides Steve Jobs?
Steve Jobs. Who else? I guess low key, I'm a user artist that I really like. Maybe Frank Sinatra. Just to see like, is his voice really like that? Because like
His voice is definitely like that.
but like I just want to
He's
hear it in
definitely
person.
like that.
I want to hear it in person, get the little like the presence of it, you know?
Mm.
Because
Well-
you hear it on your phone and stuff, like you hear it, but like when you hear it in person, someone sings, you're like in awe, you know?
I think the closest thing you're gonna get to that, honestly, is this is gonna sound crazy, but honestly, Seth Rogen, because because Frank Sinatra and Seth Rogen apparently had like the same vocals coach or something. Yeah,
That's interesting.
And Seth Rogen, obviously, like in past like months and years, like we've definitely heard Seth Rogen sing more and more, and he definitely has that like that Sinatra touch to his voice, I guess. So that makes sense. Yeah.
And then there's two more people I would say.
Okay.
JFK, President JFK.
JFK.
I feel like JFK was an interesting president. He was like for the people. I just wanted to pick at his brain about a lot of stuff. Nah, that wasn't on
Whoa,
purpose. That wasn't on
emphasis.
purpose. That wasn't on purpose. That was just like be like, you know, how see how he thinks, but that's still kind of crazy. Sorry, JFK, rest in peace. And, but that was so unintentional. But yeah, I would like to meet JFK to see the way he thinks, you know.
Okay. Okay. And who's the last person?
I think I said him earlier, but I was hesitant. Ayrton Senna, Brazilian driver, F1 driver. I just want to like get to know him because I saw his like documentary on Netflix and it was done pretty well and it made me more interested in F1 and I want to see like why F1 was like from his personal point of view, why it was his like dream of driving.
Okay. So out of the last two people that you met, I didn't get a chance to ask you a question about him. What would you ask JFK and Senna?
JFK, I would ask, how does he feel about our government now if he was still alive?
Okay. Okay.
And then Senna, I would ask, what made him so like obsessed with driving? Because he was very obsessed with it. Like he never really wanted to lose. Like I remember his first big F1 race, I think in Monaco. He was upset that they called the race. And he was like, I was beating this guy, but then they called the race and he lost. So I would like to see that.
Okay. Would you, for JFK, would you like take him through like a portal or something? And, like just, I guess, transport him to present day and show him what's going on? Or would you tell him?
I think showing him would be better because telling him he'd be like he wouldn't believe it because
Yeah,
in the
okay,
60s
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Whole different time periods.
Yeah.
So I feel like taking him to like now he'd be like, I didn't imagine this.
Okay, but for Frank Sinatra, if he like walked in right now, what song would you want him to like scream in your face?
I had to go with a oldie and a goodie, My Way.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay. So that's out of all the songs, that's the one you're asking for a live performance.
Yes, because I sing it in the shower, yelling. So might as well.
Do you want to sing it for us?
I did it my way.
We're gonna get copyright.
Yeah, we're gonna get copyright now. Thank you, Miles. Now that we have all the info we need, we're going to make our decisions.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a yes because I liked everything that you talked about, and I liked that you said like I liked your first date. I thought that was a good first date. I also liked your responses and the Frank Sinatra thing, and I'm trying to think what else you talked about. I liked your singing before, so yeah, you get a yes for me.
Hooray!
Okay, I'll go next. For me, I will give it a yes. I know you really well. You and I really have we have a lot of love for music, and I thought the choices you picked for like people you'd meet, Steve Jobs, Frank Sinatra, JFK, Senna, I think those were some great choices, and when I asked you about what you would ask them, you made some interesting points, and I really have to say, I think, yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I guess I'll just end it off. Miles, I've known you. Same thing. I know you pretty well. One of my homies. So obviously it's gonna sound biased, but I'm gonna say yes also. I feel like we do. I mean, we hang out like pretty often. We have the same interests pretty much about nearly everything anyway. Especially with Frank Sinatra. I love My Way. I'm a huge Frank Sinatra guy. So yeah, I'm gonna say yes too, bro. I'm gonna say it's a yes for me.
Hooray!
3 yeses.
Yes, 3 yeses. Congratulations. That is like the most yeses we've had for a guest so far.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Way to go, Miles.
Thank you so much, Miles, for being another brave contestant on Unhinged. Until next time, I'm Kristen.
I'm Xavier.
And I'm Morgan.
And we'll see you next time.